Last final statue of leaf is placed on the taua'ā. So it's a very monumental occasion. Once the taua'ā is placed, we try and blow it off. What taua'ā is to finish off for Katma for any occasion. So yeah, without further ado, DJ, let's see if we can blow off the taua'ā.
I can't. I'm gonna cry unless you solve me. Oh, go here. All right. Okay.
The journey. Powerful journey. Just finished today, Samanga today, and reflecting back quickly on 2 weeks that felt like a lifetime. Wow, right up there with the happiest days of my life. To share this day with my wife, so special.
Olo ingoa o Liaifaiva Imo Levi. Olo tau'a veina nei le ingoa tufunga lo Matuaofaiva o le tupuanga fo'i lea o le galuega tatau o Samoa o lo iai fale lua o Liaifaiva. Ia masua. Aiga mai sa fotu o talaaga e whapea e o taunu'uga mai o teine mai fale alupo ma le atoau. Ia le ana tuli loa mai ia le tofai ala vea le imaua. Ia o lo maua ilo le suafa lia i ona faiva, Liaifaiva. Ia le ngoa tufunga tatatau leo o lo vea mai sa fotu. Ia anto e whauau mai leo le whainga malanga ia taunu umai a sua. Ia o le pitola aula na o sua e so o toile ngā whalmaluenga ia o le matou lea mau whal sa fotu.
Ia la matou tatou sauninga le neta iau. Di ai le alofa maleanga leo le atua. Ile whaamoe la tatou. Alo atu ni ia. Ia. I mai la tatou. Talo mtapua ile atua le neta iau. Ia. Au ane ipopole o tau ili metas. A ia wha ailoa. Atu o tau manao i mea umalava ile atua. Ile tatalo. Ma le whaatonga atoa ma le whaafatai. O le manuia fo'i mai le atua, o loo silisili lava i mea umai manatu i ai. E leo lo ina ai o tau loto atoa ma o tau mawhauwhau i ai Yesu Keriso. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Jesus Christ.
Really? You're tapuinga.
Imagine never worrying about anything. That'll be a good thing. That may seem impossible. Everyone has worries on our jobs and our journeys. It's going to be a hard journey, but the Bible says this morning, whatever our worries, we've got to turn them into prayer. That's the word for us this morning.
Just connecting to your breath. Introducing your breath consciously into the nose, out through the mouth.
The tatau mean many things.
So sending chitaks today.
They represent different things for different people. As a quick summary, tatau is almost the epitome of tautua, life. It's markings and symbols that not only represent our people, but it's also a mark of courage, honor, respect, patience, service, all those things. Even people try and frown upon it and say, you know, you don't get tattoo as a fashion trend or a fad, but I believe it's all those things. Because after all, we do call it la'e. So who are we to say that it's not fashionable? It's just that this fashion has been in trend for the last 5,000 years.
Yeah, really wanting to take part in this journey, and I only would receive these markings alongside my wife. When we first reached out to Liaifaiva, and I was like, bro, I'm ready. Whenever you are, don't know when it's going to be, but just letting you know that there's a crew here in Australia, and I'd love for you to come over and tattoo myself and my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you feel, mate?
Good, brother. Good, man.
When we moved into the farm and we started building the Fale Samoa, I kept sending him DMs and Instagram, said, also, I'm building this. Myself and my father-in-law, we're getting ready for you, as a joke, or just, just dropping those hints. We actually ended up starting on my late father-in-law's birthday. He recently passed in February this year, and he was a massive part of our farm, and he knew what we were about to embark on, myself and Taylor, and he was so proud of us, and he was definitely here in spirit with us, guiding us, cheering us on, covering us with all his love.
It's gonna be she's gonna try straight away when he takes his shirt off.
I feel like my journey has started from when I was honestly born. I will never forget when Liaifaiva's dad said, when you're born, you're called to this, and it's always meant to be. And it was only until meeting my beautiful husband did I realise that this was absolutely the journey that I was always going to go on, even before I could see it for myself. I want to cry. I'm trying not to cry. No, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready. Nervous, butterflies in my tummy. I've grown up half Australian, half Samoan, but I very much grew up in an Australian household. Knew very little about the Fa'ā Samoa way, and actually, for as long as I can remember, have carried so much shame around, being Samoan and not feeling Samoan enough, but also not being Australian enough. So, when I met my beautiful husband, he really started to plant that seed of, this is the journey that we're going to go on. And I remember him saying this to me, this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to get my better one day, and I want you to do it with me. And the first reaction was, no, I am not doing that. And really what was behind my no was I just did not feel worthy at all. I was like, I don't know how to speak Samoan, I don't know enough. I felt so much shame and unworthiness. And I guess, over the last few years, slowly my journey has unfolded, and I felt more of service and more like I'm really, being there for my community and, showing up for people, even when it's hard, even when it's tiring, you still show up, you still be of service, you still be of love. And I feel like I can literally sit in this seat today and say with every inch of my being, I'm so worthy. I was literally getting my hand done, and I just was like smiling like a little girl in school, or like a little girl, you know, I don't know, on Christmas morning. That's how I felt. Like I was just so happy because he was holding my bladder and pushing down. I'm like, wait a minute.
You know, throughout this whole journey, honestly, like, yeah, I don't know, I never really, I won't say struggled, but I never really went to that dark place. I honestly was in a place full of love and light, and there was so much, so much alofa, so much love around me. I never really struggled where I was like, fuck, I just want to get out of here, but I enjoyed every strike of the owl onto my body as it pierced my skin. It was powerful in every way, and honestly, it sent a vibration through my body like, damn man, I feel like I've done this before. It was beautiful. That's probably the word I could say. It was a beautiful journey.
I think we're out to pay our respects to our forefathers who continued the practice in secret. The further we migrate away from home, I feel like the more we yearn for home. We as Samoans are very fortunate that we still have this. And it's like a time capsule, like a vessel that could take us and experience and live through the shoes of what our ancestors went through. And we're very fortunate to still have that.
Day prep, eh?
Day 3, brother. Pre-game prep. Tight, man. So from the position is so awkward.
Day 3, sis.
You know, one of the highlights for these past 2 weeks was actually just falling in love even more and more with my parents, actually. You know, so much love for my parents and my dad, and just to connect with my dad, like, on this level was so special. Although he doesn't have to, I definitely wear this on behalf of my father as well. And, you know, he was my nurse, my doctor for full master. Every 3 hours showering me in the cold. You know, waking up at 12, 3, 6, whatever it was in the morning, he'd always just wake up straight away and escort me over to the shower and fulfill my legs and just check in, you know, during the experiences, during my sessions. Like, he never left the room, man. And
how was it, mate? How was the leg day?
Tough day at the office today. Jeez.
Yeah. 80 minutes out there, hey?
Mate, when's the golden point, mate?
I could just see how tired he was, but he was always there, just encouraging me and encouraging, you know, the tattoo crew, and really just, being my biggest cheerleader. My mum, on the other hand, I think she struggled watching me, I guess, going through this journey, but you know, she was of service in a whole different way, my mother's way, being in the kitchen and preparing meals and getting everything ready for our village here on the farm to re-nourish and to get some energy to last us another session, another day. So just so much love for my parents and so much gratitude. And
I would say there's no definite, it's not very clear when it became sort of accepted to be out in the open, to be tattooing again. But from when Christianity arrived up until the times of the Germans, we were tattooing out in the open then, which is the early 1900s. We were all in that endangered period of losing the craft right up until, I would say, the early 90s. there was so much at risk being abolished from their villages and their communities if they were caught tattooing when they were trying to convert our people into Christianity. The fact that they still practiced the art of tatau, it's a reflection of how important it was. Even though they did accept the Bible and the message, but they just couldn't let go of this practice. We were tattooing fewer people because not only of all the consequences in terms of like the church, but the practice was very unsafe. People were getting really sick because the ink that they were using was very poisonous. So hence why the low numbers of people receiving tatau, which put us through that endangered period of could possibly lose it. Yeah. I also feel like there's that nature of a songa imiti, which is very daring, and like we say ulavale, like we know the risks, and the greater the risk, maybe the greater the reward. So so all of that comes into play of why they still took it on.
Back into the breath hold. Yeah, that was solid. Probably
Out of 10, mate. Out of
10. Every session's 10. 10 plus.
Good.
I guess the ear that we gift out after every samanga is kind of a representation of what I'm all about in a nutshell. Whenever I see songa imiti, it's like a brother to me, because you immediately are drawn to that person because you understand what they went through, whether it be a malu or tatau. But because Dad is leaving tomorrow, on his behalf, we'd like to present this to Uncle Jesse. Also, Mike, give me your sacrifice in giving up your skin for us to funga to carry forward the work of our forefathers. Because if we're not practicing tattooing or our culture, then who will? No one else will do it for us. So it's just a small token of acknowledgement for helping carry forth this work. The original Mau movement had colors that were blue and white, but we've changed it to better suit this Mau. Mau means conviction. This Mau is to hang on, that maybe that we will always continue this practice with ta'au. The Mau movement is the one time we came together as a nation for a common cause, because our freedom was under threat. I feel our culture is under threat. If we don't carry our practices so that our children can carry it forward, and that we bring peace amongst and may we work together, everyone who wears the Malofie, let it be a tatau, Malofie or a malu. So it doesn't matter, we don't discriminate who the tufunga was. We are all one under the au, hence the one mua. Come to a conclusion that it doesn't really matter who or where you got tattooed from, but so long as we do right and serve our family with purpose and honorable manner, that to me is hopefully a legacy that I leave behind.
Liaifaiva Imo Levi, Aiga Malofie, na me se foi fa ima malu tatou agalelei ia ave ia uni nei tu lai fai tatou talo pipi na matali ai leo tatou fa mo me tu la matou tama matou fa te kele nei so fo matou to ia leo la malu fa tai no matou tama le tau
just super proud of my wife, especially in this time. This was a massive, I guess a massive stretch for her and her journey and identifying and really embodying as a Samoan lady, a Samoan woman, warrior, powerful woman. And she also, went through this journey, through my eyes, with full reverence and with full power in embracing this journey. And I'm just falling in love with her over and over again also. And I know how much this really means to her, especially in this grieving process of her beloved father. She devoted her life here on the farm to her dad, and I know how proud he would be of her, and I'm just as proud too. And just really looking forward to what eventuates for us,
I didn't ever think that I would get to this stage in my life where I really felt ready, ready and worthy, like with my whole being. And I do have to thank my husband for really inspiring me and, calling me forward, because I think, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have just hung back a little bit more and took my time. But, my husband was dead set, determined to get Liaifaiva here. And even before we had this farm, the Alofa Village, he was reaching out. We've been waiting for years for this, and he always just trusted that when it was our time, it would be perfect, and it's been absolutely perfect. We have had the most incredible 2 weeks here at the Alofa Village. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. It's been hard, it's been tiring, it's been a lot to hold, but I feel like from, our life experience, what my husband and I have been through, all of the challenges and the adversity, really was training us really to be able to be here today and hold this experience, because it's not easy, and you don't just do this, thinking that it's going to be easy or, not going to be painful. I knew it was going to be painful, but I also felt really ready to receive this pain, because I have been moving through a lot of emotional pain with the recent passing of my father, Liaifaiva Imo Levi, 6 months ago. And it's been the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through, and the hardest thing that my family has ever had to go through. Witnessing my children grieve and my husband grieve, and then obviously trying to grieve myself. But I knew that, when we were about to go under the agalelei and put ourselves through this ancestral practice and this tradition, I felt like the physical pain was going to match the emotional pain that I've been going through, and it was something that I really needed. I really needed this. The timing of this is just completely in God's hands. It's out of our control. My dad was meant to be here with us. We spoke about this day and we're all so excited, and never in a million years did I think he wouldn't be here with us in the physical. After we got confirmation of our booking, and we're so excited, he passed away not long after that. And so to actually be here and, still feel his love around, and everywhere you look, this is my dad. My dad has built the fale Samoa with my beautiful husband, the room that we have been in, receiving our markings. This is the last room that my dad built. And although he's not here in the physical, he's absolutely been here, in the spiritual. I think that's one of the biggest realizations with this practice is it's not just a tattoo. This is so much more than just a tattoo. This is my matriarchal lineage. This is my ancestors. This is my dad. This is my bloodline. And having grown up in an Australian household, feeling very disconnected from my roots and my Samoan ancestry, to be able to fully feel the magnitude of what this actually represents, and moving forward, how we carry ourselves and the work that we do, and how these markings are just going to effortlessly pour into our service for our people. I don't even really have the words just yet. Like, it's all still landing for me. I feel like I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud that I did it. I'm so proud of my husband. I'm so proud of, you know, our family that have been holding this together. And I think that's one thing that I was really reflecting on, was that you don't do this journey alone. You absolutely need your people, your family, your support system around. You know, when it comes to the showers or the food, or, you know, just sitting here and, you know, all the cheering on that you do for, you know, whoever's laying here under the owl. It's like, it's a team effort. You don't do this journey alone. And I think that's a beautiful representation of our culture. Like, it really is all about family, community, bringing people together.
The most important design for the women is the diamond-like shape behind the knee. That is the malu. And everything across the legs are sort of like a supporting cast to that design. So all of that is decorative stuff, is inspired from the origins of our voyages. So what we saw, the sea creatures, seashells, sea animals, the stars, all those things that we saw, we've interpreted into the malu design, and so well as the pe'a. As far as the origins of the work, well, they say it came from Fiji, and Fiji, as my belief is, Fiti were Polynesians. It was the women tattooing women there in the private area. So I guess that's maybe a link to the punialo. Your stomach is your alo, the manava is your alo. Women carry our alo in their alo. Alo in the chiefly sense is the chiefly word we call our children. And puni is to cover or protect, which is the same meaning of malu. So if you put the two and two together, our duty is to protect and cover our children. Also, the malu has changed, in which now we have the upper band, which we never used to have before. It used to come all the way up to the hips, and as an artist, seeing the malu with the upper band, it's almost like you're severing the legs from the rest of the body. The canvas is from your head to your toes, the whole naked body. That is the canvas. So as an artist, it doesn't flow well with the rest of the body. It makes sense that it did come up to the hip aesthetically as an artist, and the punialo was almost like a link to tie that all in, if you could imagine what I'm trying to paint here. And that was the equivalent, the female equivalent to the tatau, in which they both get their punialos tattooed.
Kako si whaakasi te vi inga I lea kua, ia o ngā Alofa fo I lei koe kaimere ngai asu, ia, koe whaira se kako kala pe a mahe ala ngā ngai, ia o le whakamuka wapu rea ma le nganga whaabau. Ia lewa whaita ele ngai I le vai lei fulu asau, ia o lisi aso, ia o le vai wa ingo ia mari o lio, ia a o lisi aso wa ingo ia vai singano, all at Alofa Village. Hello. Alofa Village is situated at Lepea.
Alofa, not Alofa.
Alofa.
Yeah, bro, look at that. Can you see that? Thing?
Yeah.
Wow, it's like what thing? And see that spray, jump in the towel and go up there.
You love that?
Yep. There we go. Go. Keep passing his arm. Solo found. Oh, wait.
So the turmeric is called lenga. Lenga is also the word for yolk, which is why we've been running around looking for this ostrich egg or whatever, an emu. So that has just explained the part in when we come to it, God willing, our samanga, is that the occasion, samanga, is, you might as well call it the yellowing, because our word for
Yellow is
Sama.
sama, which is when you say samanga, which is like yellow, the yellow day. So that is explained. We will cover you with this oil. It's almost that your past life has died, or you put that aside, and the significance of the egg will be new life. And you come back as a different person, or you take on a new role in society or within your family. So you put aside all your childish acts and you become a responsible person. Those are the significance of, and also to clear all the taboo, all these rules that we are under during the process.
The original tattooing tools were made out of human bone, fish bone, bird beaks, so there's still that taboo as you've handling things that, that had life. So that's where I say the spiritual side of things with the work, because human bones were used. There is still an aitu affiliated with the work, in which we call lama avea. Once we start the work, you are under a tapu. A tapu is you are forbidden or sacred rules that you follow to protect you.
Frankie Matela afa matalo ona yayo tula fomo e fasa ona to fio ato tasi le bo le se bo ye taona ta ele ta I tolu tula ma fo ta o mafo anga ye vavale o le vavale la na ato ai ta ya ona tinga ina lola ye ona infeki wa ye si tula ma o le matele na ta wala o le to anga e ta ele te tolu tula ma fo o le tau whainga nga ia mai fafo au mai fafo le vavale le ia o I ko ai kuna ki e whaasana to eri lo wawa se I maea e sa ona to e moe lu malfa malu o le vela sia tauna moe la lafa e pala e sa to e o tile ule pe se le lava se tilo ia sa ona to e o fuwai se maea le o pele.
We all know we are now being Christianized, but we still hold true the original procedures that our forefathers used to carry when we go about doing the work. There's a saying we say, "Ele sala upu mai ana mua," that we still honor these traditions.
Feeling good. Had a day off yesterday. Feeling ready to jump back on. Feeling recovered from the first few days. Excited for what today brings.
By the end of the tatau, it really is like a custom suit for that person. Everything should sit well on the hip, on the sides, and when he moves, the tatau moves with him. And that is due to thousands of years of trial and error, where our forefathers have perfected this format to sit right, sit particularly on different parts of the body.
Yeah, I was very grateful for some beautiful advice that yourself gave me in regards to just giving my body to the tafunga. Don't try and fight it. Let him have your body. The more you fight it, the more this journey will be difficult, I guess. So just really anchoring into that in my heart, and just knowing that my ancestors have got me, and this is what we've been doing for thousands upon thousands of years. So I'm just another piece of this puzzle for it to forever, I guess, portray our beautiful culture. And I'm forever grateful for this experience. It's changed my life. You know, set my eyes upon the room and see my family, see friends, see my kids, and obviously see my wife there. It just made it all special. And then, you know, looking over to the table where the photos were of my grandparents, past, and those who are still alive, and you know, all my uncles and aunties, and in this big family photo, you know, my parents on their wedding day, Sess, you know, my father-in-law, and you know, to witness, to see also Taylor's grandparents too. I just felt all their love, all their protection, all their strength coming through those images, which gave me strength. So yeah, it's been a blessing, and I'm just super grateful to be in a position where we can have this experience here in our farm, because it definitely takes it to a whole nother level, having this experience here on the farm, to go underneath the Fale Samoa and, you know, have a session there during the week, but also, you know, finish the whole journey and wrap it all up in the Fale Samoa, where, you know, we built by hand, myself and my father-in-law. Well, he did all the building, I did all the painting and all the nitty-gritty stuff that he didn't like doing. That was my job. But yeah, it was just super humbling, man. I was like, I just kept looking around like, man, this is actually happening. And yeah, here we are, and it's done. And although the last 2 weeks has been like chaotic, hectic, like just running around, organising so many things, I'd easily do it all over again, just to feel that love again.
Here we are, the Alofa Village. And the fatu tattoo right underneath the Fale Samoa that myself, Sese, a lot of our friends helped out build, so we're feeling blessed. I know that people will be proud. Be loving it. While I've been sitting down, I've been looking up, at my painting. I was like, oh damn, missed a spot here, missed a spot there. Especially inside the
First tap? Oh man, I was emotional. You know, when Lia called me up and, you know, come on down. I was like, oh shit, this is it, man. I stood up, and you know, the first thing I wanted to do was just give Taylor a hug, kiss. Went over to my dad, hug and kiss. My mum, hug and kiss. You know, as I sat there, as I got measured up, I was just like crying, because I felt all my ancestors' power come through me. I knew this journey was gonna be a bridge between myself and them, and I totally felt that throughout that journey. And as I said before, like, it was a beautiful remembering that first tap. It struck my skin, it pierced my skin. I was like, okay, this is it. This is what it feels like.
where it started.
The tatau has a set format. For it to be a tatau, it has to have certain areas. It has to have a wa'a, has to have a pulatama, has to have famuleli au, Matuaofaiva. These are all the different segments, and every single part of the tatau has a meaning.
How big is the name?
There is, like I tried to explain before, there's 2 original tattoo guilds, and between them, they share. There are common patterns that both families share, but there are certain patterns that distinguish the two, that they don't overlap. And with that, that's a reflection of the tufunga. And with that knowledge, he decides what better suits this person, what would fit and what's most appropriate for not only their status, height, how big they are, how well they're taking it, how well the stretches are, or what happened that day. Like, all those things contribute to what's happening, at least for how I go about my work. I never do 2 of the same tatau. I've never had, and that's part of, say, my signature, my legacy, that every tatau I make is unique and special for that person. that dynamic aspect of it is a reflection of the community and who's there, of that circle, of that particular group, and that reflects on their work. I have certain skilled stretchers where are with me all the time, but in this aspect when I travel, it's unique to them and it becomes their own. And it truly is a reflection of their community, because it takes a village to pull something like this.
Home stretch, brah. Final push. Last 5 minutes of the game. Well, not really. Still got a golden point and the grand final with the stomach. And I got a little piece on my ass that we missed, so we need to fix that up. But what a journey, man. I loved every second of it.
Samoan culture or the aganu'u is very complex, but it's founded in Alofa. And how appropriate, that word, appropriate. Because if you literally translate tatau means appropriate, or absolute, or must.
Obviously, it's a start. This is a rebirth for both of us, not only as individuals, but also as a family, as a partnership, as husband and wife, and how we be of service not only to our community, Samoan community, but also to our greater community, our wider community. And I really feel like this is the next stepping stone for us to, keep on reaching the stars, because I feel like we've been blessed, we've been guided every single step of our lives, whether through my career or whatever's gone on. We've always found our feet and we've always made a way out of no way. And I really feel like now that we have these sacred markings on our skin, forever, and really being part of this Malofie,
Yeah, there was some farmer. Yeah, we already sao ya ma nga yo la ko wala ka ku. Ya wa de o la nga ma de o winga nga ka ni fa mo ka fa ka sia. Ya wa sa mo ma se manguia.
Last day, mate. Last push.
How's it feeling, champ? Yeah, feeling good, man. Feeling proud. 99.9% there.
Still the same.
I'll wait till Tay finishes and I'll come in over the top. Ladies first. Ladies first.
For a very long time, as long as we've been together, he's always told me he's going to get this done, and he always said, I've got to get it done with you, and I said, no, absolutely not, I'm not doing that. For those of you who don't know, I'm Afakasi, I'm half Australian, half Samoan. I don't know how to speak Samoan fluently, but I do my very best to try and embody the Samoan values in the Samoan way, and I'm learning every day. It's a non-stop learning process, but thank you to my husband. I really want to acknowledge you, because I wouldn't have done this if you didn't really encourage and inspire me to step up. So I'm stepping up, and I think that our kids will be proud of us and what we're doing here. So I love you.
You're ready to serve and arise as a not only a different person, but you take on a different role in your family, in your village.
I dedicate this to my dad, my grandmothers, my maternal lineage on my dad's side, but I also dedicate this to me and my husband and what we represent in our marriage. This is 10 years this year, our wedding anniversary, and I feel like we're just getting started. I dedicate this to us, babe, because it's been a lot. And many times we felt like giving up and it's too much. But I think having gone through this experience together, I just feel so much power and strength and love. And I just look at you like, you're so beautiful. Like, you're such a beautiful example of such a strong warrior who also has so much softness and a gentle, kind heart. And It's like the perfect combo, like a true leader. So yeah, I dedicate this to us and our future and for our children and where our life is going and what this is that we're doing here at the Alofa Village. Like this is so much bigger than just us. This day will be remembered, not just by our children, but by our great-grandchildren and our, the future of our lineage to come.
Just want to thank everyone, especially my parents, for the love and support. It's been really beautiful to connect with my dad every 3 hours in the shower. He's put in a lot of effort over the last 2 weeks, but also throughout my whole life and career, and would definitely not be the man that I am today with my father. So just love you lots, Dad and Mum, and just thank you so much for your work and always working and feeding us and cleaning, and to the kosos, to the solos, it's been a beautiful journey. To have it here at home was my dream. If I was ever going to receive this, it had to be here at my house. And it's been a pleasure, an honour to experience this in front of everyone and experience all 2 weeks with you all. And you guys are always welcome here at the Alofa Village, Shire. So until next time, thank you.
It's been very inspirational. What you guys have done here, truly inspirational. For myself, a kid coming straight from Samoa, I haven't even been in New Zealand that long. Just to see what's possible, the possibilities, has opened up my eyes and has given me life, more drive. It's such a beautiful thing to see that my fellow Samoans, countrymen and women, are out here doing it, living it, and just to see the impact, the good positive impact that you have on people's lives. It's just to top it off from what you could physically see here and the effect that you have on people.
Ia kat kongu le wo se I ka ko wai. Ele ngalo le lofa male agalelei ki sai mangei lo vai aso ka ko mafkanga. Ia e ke lo ki fia faisa ko fa ma vai nga I ka ko pese masangi
Big ups. So thank you guys. And thank you for inspiring me.
Dave siringia po ai tu funga sa ta oto ia o Liaifaiva mai sa foto tatununga taunu mai tene mai fale alu tu li lo mai na bea ia fale lua ia sua I sa fata aftai